What's going on YouTube? I'm Jason Irish. Thanks for clicking on another Dirt Road Outdoors TV episode here on YouTube. On this week's episode, we're heading to Fairfax, South Carolina. Going to meet up with the guys from South Carolina Trophy Hunters and chase some big old velvet bucks.
Out here, where the dirt road ends, you'll find these guys. Locked, loaded, and ready for whatever comes their way. Are you ready?
If you ain't trigger happy, then you better start packing, 'cause it's time to kill 'em all. We'll be here all fall. I'm big buck bound. Call 'em up and shoot 'em down. Me and the boys are gonna run this town hunting. Dirt road, nothing but the best. To bite the crack, it don't expect nothing less than a front leg, forearm shiver. Gonna throw 'em in the backfield like a NASCAR winner. I'm gonna have to admit, heart's been sold. I ain't hunting nothing else but that dirt road.
This is Dirt Road Outdoors TV.
Well, as we pull in the driveway at South Carolina Trophy Hunters, I got my good buddy Brent Davis running the camera for me this week. So hopefully we can score on my first ever South Carolina deer. Alright, so we pull in the driveway at South Carolina Trophy Hunters. Hop out of the truck, let's go up and meet the guys. How you been, man?
What's up, buddy?
Hey, this is my boy Mike right here. He's the bunny killer. If you ever seen one, he'll kill a bunny. Alright, believe it or not, it's August 15th and it's early time to start hunting for the year. We're down here at South Carolina Trophy Hunters in South Carolina. I decided to leave my gun at home because I was traveling down, dropping my truck off to get wrapped, so I'm borrowing one of their guns. So I'm going to shoot it a few times and make sure it's on and get after these big old bucks tonight down here in South Carolina. Heroes at 300, so we're going to give her a whirl at 300. Down here in South Carolina, they claim these deer, they like to hang out there at 250 to 300, so you want to make sure you can shoot up to 300 yards. So we're going to give her a whack at 300. All right, we got the gun dialed. She's hitting bullseyes at 300. Let's put some camo on and let's head to the blind.
I'm really looking forward to this spot we're going. I came in this exact spot this spring, put out a mineral site, put out some antler attic from Advanced Wildlife Solutions. The guys had some of the biggest bucks they've ever had this year. That mineral put a few extra inches on. They had a buck in here that was over 150 this year, which is unbelievable for South Carolina. So myself a good old bag. Throw this in the bag in case I need it later. We are up in the blind down here in South Carolina. We're on with South Carolina Trophy Hunters. Mark and Kevin, they got us in an awesome looking blind tonight, looking down a big Sendero. We're down here in Fairfax, South Carolina, and it is hot. I'm sweating like a pig, but I don't know if you can hear in the background, but there's some rumbling going on. There's some thunderstorms around. The temperature's already probably dropped to maybe 20 degrees, but it's really humid. But we've already got a bunch of deer out down our little road here. They're at 280 yards.
Well, about 7:45, we hadn't seen any deer for a few minutes, and all of a sudden I catch movement. Here comes a group of bucks. Well, the last buck in that group turned out to be the buck we're after. Only one issue, he runs across the road before I could even think about getting a shot. Well, it takes a few minutes, but them bucks end up working their way up to the road to 300 yards where the guy's been feeding the deer there. And, you know, all the other bucks gave me a shot opportunity, but the 10-point never stepped back out. You know, we may not have killed a buck tonight, but one thing about being down here at South Carolina Trophy Hunters, you know you're going to eat good. They've got a huge seafood boil going tonight. It's going to be awesome. Okay, on night number 2, we've seen a bunch of deer, seen probably 25, just never really seen any shooters. But finally, on day 3, I talked Kevin and let me go in there and putting out some forest draw attractant, see if I can't get these big bucks out and a little closer to me.
Got a little treat for these bucks tonight. Got a little forest draw. We're gonna slide in here. We'll put a little forest draw out for them tonight. Hopefully we get them boys to stick in that laneway a little bit longer. So I'm gonna put some corn out and some forest draw. Gonna get it done tonight in South Carolina.
Well, when I got the blind at 5:30 on that third night and I climbed up in there, there was already 7 deer out eating on the forest draw. And as the night progressed, you could see there was a lot more deer, you know, from 120 to 220 yards away. They're definitely in there feeding on that forest draw. Well, we were literally down to probably having 3 to 5 minutes of camera light left. About that time, I seen the first decent buck step out. As you can see, right at dark, that road is just full of deer, and the big bucks start piling out into the road. Well, when they first come out, there's just so many deer, there's just no way for you to get a shot off without having a deer behind them, so you're just hoping that they separate. Finally, the 1 8-point separates. And I'm just about ready to take the safety off, give him a dirt nap, and old Brent says we're out of camera light. Man, the old heart sinks in your chest, and you know, we were so close, but yet so far away. Well, all in all, it was a pretty good night tonight for South Carolina Trophy Hunters. Check out these bucks to hit the ground tonight. All right, we're down to our last night. Time to head to the stand. It's either now or never.
Let's do this. 96 degrees down here in South Carolina. It is our last afternoon hunting with South Carolina Trophy Hunters. We have seen a ton of deer so far. Had some really close calls last night. Ended up having 3 shooters walking the road. Just a couple minutes after we ran out of camera light, we were able to still film them to show you, but just wasn't really TV quality light, so we elected to pass. We're got our fingers crossed that they come back out tonight, but man, is it ever hot. Had a fun little hunt this morning with Rocco. We're out there and filmed him kill a nice meat hog, seen a bunch of pigs, so we've got one good kill today. Hopefully we can get a second down here, South Carolina Trophy Hunters.
Well, I thought for a second there I had the 10 point, but now there's a deer behind him. There's a good 8 point there also, so whichever one turns broadside first, I'm throwing some lead at.
Keep an eye on him for a second. Tagged out. South Carolina trophy hunters. It just don't get no better than that right there. These old bucks have been giving us fits for the last couple days. And we got one down. I know Mark and Kevin are going to be excited. There's at least 2 bucks killed on this farm night, I believe. So, man, feels good to be on the board. Got a train coming behind us. So, we're going to be out here just for a second. I'll move back. I just want to double check. So, we're going to be kind of quick here. This is one of the better spots. They don't want us to do a lot of talking around here, so we're just going to walk up, flip the deer, tag him real quick, get him out of here, and we'll get him somewhere else to get some interviews. But first ever South Carolina buck on the ground. Velvet 8 point. There he is. I'm not gonna take a lot of time here because they want us to get out of here so we don't spook you.
We ended up getting that buck out of there, ran over there, seen Kevin and Brandy and Dalton real quick before they headed to Florida. All right, we ended up taking the buck back to the lodge that night, just gunned him out, threw him in a walk-in cooler so we could get him back out and get some interviews in the morning. All right, here he is, my first ever South Carolina buck. The town here is August 19th today. Last night was the 18th. Killed this good old buck down here with South Carolina trophy hunters. Down here hunting with my buddies Mark Jr. and Kevin. And I tell you what, we've seen a ton of deer this week down here, South Carolina trophy hunters. We were averaging probably close to 30 deer a night. You know, we put the old trick on them, give them a little 4S draw, give them a little treat, and they couldn't resist it. That road was just full of deer every single night, and we had a blast out there. You know, we've seen good bucks every evening, but a lot of times it was just too dark for good camera light. And actually, the night before I shot this buck, you'll see there was a bunch of big bucks come out in the road. It was just too dark for us to shoot because of camera light. But all in all, great experience down here, South Carolina trophy hunt. You guys want to come down in August and hunt with a rifle, the earliest rifle season in the country, I believe. Give the guys at South Carolina Trophy Hunts a call. Come down and have a great hunt. Not only can you shoot bucks, but you can also go out there and do a bunch of hog hunting. Great time of year to get away. It might be a little hot, but man, it's fun to get out there in the woods early. Well, just want to say a big thanks to the whole crew down there, South Carolina Trophy Hunters. Had a great time. Can't wait to come back. Well, we're doing a catch and cook episode here, so you already seen the catch. Now it's time to cook. We're going to do one of my favorite recipes for venison. We're having deer meat for dinner. Gotta give a shout out to my camera girl up there, little Mill. You laying it down?
Yeah.
All right, we are having deer meat for dinner tonight. This is actually the buck I killed in South Carolina a few days ago. I've given a little time to cool down. I've cut off all the silver strip off this back strap. I'm going to show you one of my favorite ways to season it up and then throw it on the smoker and cook it to exactly 136 degrees, and we're going to pull it off, wrap it in tin foil. It'll be some of the best table fare you ever had. So we're just going to take these 2 back straps, put it in this pan right here, Okay, so then what we're gonna do is we're gonna start out with just a little bit of Dale's, not very much because this stuff is very salty. And take a couple of drips on each one. And real quick, rub that in. Okay, I'll put just a tiny bit of Worcestershire sauce on there. A couple of drops. Rub that in. And then we're gonna take some olive oil. And we don't measure anything here at the Irish House. We just kind of guesstimate. Put a little bit of that on there, and then we're gonna rub that in a little bit. And then we'll use all the leftover on the other side once we get that far. So then, probably my favorite seasoning is Cavender's Greek seasoning. I don't know, for some reason I just love it. Shake a pretty good amount of that on both sides here. Just a little bit of garlic pepper. A little bit of garlic salt. Now here's the secret. You want to take your fork, come up a little closer, Millie. You take your fork and we're going to poke that pretty much everywhere. We're going to push that seasoning right down in the middle. Plus we're going to tenderize this meat. So we're going to do that to both of these. And then we're going to flip it over and do the same thing to the other side. So now we're just going to flip them over and do the same thing on this side. Okay, we're going to let them bad boys rest for about an hour. Let all that seasoning soak in and let that marinade get in there. And we're going to throw her on the grill. It came up to 350 degrees. That's temperature we want. So what we're going to do is take our meat probe. I just cleaned that a little bit ago. So what I'm going to do is take that meat probe. I want to take this, put that right dead center. So that'll tell me when I get to the right. I'm going to take this one in. Set that right there. I got my probe. Take the other one. So the second that gets to 136 degrees, we're going to pull it off, wrap it up in aluminum foil, and let it rest for about 5 minutes, and it should be finger licking good. Alright, so you come up to exactly 136 degrees. So we're going to pull them off, and we're going to wrap them in tin foil for about 5 minutes, and it should be a perfect medium rare. Double check this one out. Alright. This one up just for a second. Just going to wrap that up. Tin foil. Let that trap in all that heat. Turn that sideways. Alright, while that finishes up, rest, turn off my Camp Chef smoker. In about 5 minutes, we'll take this bigger one here real quick and we'll open that up. Should be a perfect medium rare. It'll be juicy. Take this old knife right here. We'll come over here and I like to cut it fairly thin. All those juices in there, just full of juice. And this will make a great steak sandwich the next day. Warm up that remainder. Alright, plate some of that up. Right here, we're gonna have some asparagus, little loaded hash browns. There you are. Deer meat for dinner. Let's try it. That is awesome. Let's see my camera girl. Let her try this one right here. She likes her a little more well done. Give her the end piece. Pretty good, Millie?
Yeah.
All right. And like I say, it'll be really good tomorrow. Warm that up for a steak sandwich. Don't get no better. Okay. My camera girl stole my plate. What about that? Deer meat for dinner. Don't get no better, does it? Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that episode. Hopefully you subscribe to our channel. Give us a thumbs up. Leave a comment. And we'll see you right back here next time on Dirt Road Outdoors TV.